Well, the government of Sri Lanka took a very dim view of her visit in the media. We're joined for her point of view by the High Commissioner, Ms. Wagiswara. She's the Sri Lanka High Commissioner here in Ottawa. Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Radhika seems to think that she was followed. Is that normal procedure in Sri Lanka when a visiting politician comes in, they're followed?
No, not at all. And I don't know how she got the impression that she was followed, because I mean, she was, as she said, she was granted a visa. But of course, we have a system called online visa.
Right.
And she would have applied for the visa through the internet. And let me say that we didn't know that she was visiting. So nobody knew that she was visiting Sri Lanka. And let me say that it is common courtesy, common protocol for a politician or a member of parliament when you're visiting a country, even on a private visit or a social visit, to inform the High Commission or the embassy concerned, so that we are aware and we could offer facilities and maybe arrange meetings if she wanted to. So that is what was lacking in that visit.
She didn't notify you before she left?
No, she did not.
Is the government concerned about her? She's been a very vocal critic here in Canada on Sri Lanka's human rights record, and she was very, very insistent that Stephen Harper should go even further than he went in boycotting the Sri Lankan Summit of Commonwealth Leaders. Is the government upset with that?
No, I wouldn't call it upset, but from the time, of course, we know that she was elected to Parliament, the first Tamil first Canadian of Tamil origin who was who was elected to Parliament, and of course, from that time onwards, she had been focusing on Sri Lanka, making statements about Sri Lanka. She is free to do so. That is her what she wants to do, and to focus on her community. But at the same time, as I say, we would want her to have a balanced view, to talk to people. Even as I said, when she visited Sri Lanka, she could have met, not only gone to Jaffna, to the north, she could have gone to the east, where there are a lot of Tamil citizens living there, then the rest of the country, to get the different perceptions. That is what we see as lacking in most of the countries outside Sri Lanka, where it's important to get the different perspectives.
Well, the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister doesn't share a different perspective. He agrees with her on a lot of her points too.
Well, the Prime Minister, yes, has been raising issues on Sri Lanka, but that is his view. I cannot comment on what he says in Canada. And of course, his visit to he did not visit Sri Lanka for the Commonwealth Summit, as you know. That was his decision. But what I would like to say is this Commonwealth Summit was a Commonwealth Summit. It was not about Sri Lanka. It was held in Sri Lanka, but it wasn't about Sri Lanka.
Is Radhika Sitsabiasan, is she making all this up, or was there actually official contact between government officials and authorities and her questioning her on her activities?
No, what happened was she was in Sri Lanka, and as you know, as she mentioned as well, she would have expected a lot of interest about her visit to Sri Lanka, because people know about her, people have read her statements, so obviously there would have been a lot of interest. So and she was there, she met people whom she wanted to, maybe her relations, maybe her extended family, but she also did meet some political authorities, provincial council,
the relatives of hers,
who may be relatives as well. She also met some bishops from the that is from the western coast. So there were meetings which she had. She, of course, decides to say that they were social visits, private visits, maybe, but at the same time they were also political personalities. So, during her visit, there were many articles coming in the newspapers, reported in the newspapers and websites about whom she was meeting, where she was going. So, and there was some concerns or some issues raised by different parties. In Sri Lanka, there are different, it's a coalition government, there are different factions, the Tamil parties, the Muslim parties, the Sinhala parties, and people who hold different views. So, and then there was this article which was reported in the website about this house arrest.
And then wasn't true.
Which wasn't true. And then she issues a statement. And at that point, the immigration authorities advised her, that she should be cautious. Maybe she was free to visit any part of the country, meet anyone, but not deal with political affairs, but to be a little cautious about these news reports that were coming out.
Okay. Well, so there's two versions of the story. All right. We appreciate you coming in, Commissioner. Nice to see you.
You're welcome.